What you are about to watch is the grand final of the Trackmania tournament at Dreamhack Birmingham. The total prize pool of this one was $20,000, but the players also competed for a chance to play in the EWC. Almost every single pro player was there to compete, and the level was as high as it's ever been. Before we start, I want to quickly introduce you to the players in this grand final. You have Carl Jr., the undisputed GOAT of Trackmania, 7 times world champion, won plenty of other tournaments too, and chasing his first win in a Dreamhack. You have Pac, reigning world champion together with Carl Jr. in duos, also won the world championship in 2016, and hasn't won a solo tournament in quite a while. You have Epos, who seems to be able to pick up any skill if he wants. He used to be a professional beatboxer, then picked up Trackmania a couple years ago and won several tournaments in that. Now finds himself in another grand final, chasing a really big title. And then you have Grenadi, many people might know the name, popular streamer, competes in a lot of tournaments, very good at the knockout style, very consistent, but still has been a while since he won a big title as well. These 4 players all played fantastic throughout the weekend. They found themselves in the grand final for a reason, but now it was time to see who would take the title. Enjoy. See who wins, starting in 5 seconds. Good luck, have fun in the chat, guys, for the grand final of the Dreamhack Birmingham tournament. This is what they've been playing the entire weekend for. It's been the most stacked tournament in this game's history. Everyone's been saying it, the players themselves as well. And these 4 players are our grand finalists. Carl Jr. and Pac are the reigning world championships in duo mode. They won together last year. Grenadi was in the semifinals of that tournament. Epos was not in that tournament at all, but in the Europe bracket before the World Championship, him and New Prime were dominating. Other than that, notable accomplishments. Grenadi, incredibly consistent. Epos, XP Evil winner twice. Pac also individually, the World Champion in 2016. They already listed the map order. We're gonna have Greece first, then Brazil, then China, I believe, and the last 2, France and USA, in some order. We're playing till 140 points. Instead of 120, grand finals are always a little bit longer, so you can build up a lead. And the point scoring is the same as usual. 10 points for first place, 6 for second, 4 points for third, and 3 points for fourth. First round here on Greece, we know this to be a map where you really cannot make that many big breakaways happen, so any gap that is more than a tenth of a second is a huge gap. And Carl Jr. is building up one such lead right now in the first round, already starting out with the engine at full speed. Doesn't need a lot of time to get into the flow of things. He is the multiple-time world champion for a reason. I believe it's 7 titles by now, but we're starting to lose count. Grenadi challenging him here in the first round, onto the blocks. This is the ending of the map, the identity. Down the Tetris blocks, Grenadi with a good end. He's been doing this all tournament long. He gets another good one here and snipes Carl in the first round with a elite 1, 13:37, 373 actually. 10 points for Grenadi to start. Also, hi Anna in the chat. Please come over if you want when you're here. You can say hi real quick. Second round out. We are expecting to see players get very close to the tournament record. We've seen 1:13.2 be the winning time most rounds with players of this caliber. Let's see if they can indeed reach that mark once more. Insane start from Epos. This lead is building up, but he does go a bit too wide. It won't be as crazy down the plastic anymore. Carl is there. And he's following his every move right now. More inside on the line, later release tap, Epos more speed. The gap remains about the same. Up to the booster, Epos a bit wide, less of the booster than he would have liked. Carl overtaking onto the dirt, outside line. Pac is also there, should be mentioned. Grenadi, 3 seconds behind, out of the round. Towards the ending now. It is currently Carl in the lead, but Pac is even there. Epos has failed, he dropped off the block too early. Pac surpassing Carl Jr. and jumping up into first place. Will take 10 points and a great time there. 1:13.47, despite slow start to the round. Carl in second, 2 second place in a row for him. Grenadi remains in first in the match, 14, 13, 12, and 7 for Epos. Carl going very high on the grass in the start. I've never actually noticed, but yeah, he wants the speed onto the drift. Maybe it's not necessarily faster, but it's just about comfort and good lines. Apple's now low on the ice. Great approach there. Gets sent a bit high though. Carl exits way too early. And a small mistake like that, like look at the difference. Everybody else is driving perfect so far. This is unbelievably fast from Pack. Crashes the grass a little bit. Still fine. But we know Gernotti's end here is very good on grease. This is his favorite map, most likely, next to China. Now, he needs to make use of it. Had a series of wins here in the lower bracket final to advance to the grand final. Oh, that's a big gap for him to catch the Pack. Pack is on tournament record pace. I just want to call it out in case it happens. Down the last couple of blocks, still in first. I think he lost a bit of time. Gernoti good end. Pack 1:13.25. 600ths away from the best time all tournament. And a much needed 10 points for him there. So good comms from the chat. We are now ready to go with better audio. Thank you guys. Next round. This time a very good start from Gernoti. Perfect inside line. Goes into first before the ice. This exit matters so much. That exit looks a bit late for Gernoti though, and yeah, you do want to try to time it perfectly, but he misses. Carl Jr. in first. Oh, he clipped. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to make it. Carl clips the edge on the exit of the drop down and will drop down to third place with that. Apple's in first. Big opportunity for him. Trailing already in the match. And with how long these go for, don't want to fall behind this early. Misses the outside line a bit. Pack has it on lock. Gets faster and gains a 10th of a second. Wobble is fine as well. Can Apples make anything happen, or will this be Pack again? The drop downs look good, and already the map is almost over. Apples too far away. Pack wins the round, 1:13.59, and 10 more points. After that early last place, guys, he scored 30 for 30. 3 in a row. On to Brazil. Here we go. Second map of the grand final. This one, very tricky with the reactors. And you do see a lot of no-slide mechanics as well. Whoever can get the best of those typically wins the round. Appos has insane pace here, and he was even surprised himself at his pace in the final round here. The 1:03.74. And now he's already fast again. This is a really quick start. Carl looks ahead, but Appos has more speed. Carl will remain. Really good line there to stay ahead. Here comes Pack. They're all there. Gernoti though, mistake. Onto the dirt. What do we see? A 0.4 checkpoint. About 0.1 off of Appos' track record still. Really solid pace. Inside lines in the end, this king. But you don't want to go too inside or you bump the sand and that costs you. Pack doing an excellent job of avoiding the sand and getting inside line. A good time, 1:03.95. And he keeps his winning streak going. This is starting to stack up. This is starting to stack up for Pack now. 43 to second place is 26. Second round. We are going to watch Gernoti for this one, I think. He had a blunder on the transition over here. Great exit speed onto the water bounces. And gets a low onto the platform. Carl Jr. has fell a bit back in the checkpoint, 0.58, we can see. It's a 3-player battle right now. And Appos is losing ground as well. Pack, though. Great drift after the plastic speed slide. And onto the surf now. He remains ahead. It's, however, from here on out, the Pack's ends are typically a little bit weak. They're not perfect. They are possible to beat for the players here. Granati going more inside line. That should be faster. Pack comes back, but Granati's gained some time. Last turn, but this time Pack has it solid. 95 the first round. Another minute driving. 100 slower than his previous best. 95, 96. He's driving like a machine right now. And it's actually Carl Jr. who is last in the final. With half the points about of Pack. Not something anyone could have predicted. We do say you should never bet against him. This is starting to get out of hand, honestly. In the previous matches, we would see Carl be the one driving 103 every round, but it hasn't happened yet. 0.2 now. Down to Pack. He is in first place. He does need to find his balance. This is so crazy. Well, the pace, guys. The pace is crazy fast here. Apples and Carl, 100th apart. But the split is 36 and 37. Yep, they're faster. Better here for Carl with the low sand line. Apples remains. Who gets the better turns? Close to the sand for both. Hovering over. Apples going a bit wide though. Carl now takes the lead before the last turn around the checkpoint. 180. Carl by 100th. 103.85. And Pack drove a 97 this time. He drove fast. But this time the others were quicker. Apples gets good points as well. But Pack is he's 20 points ahead. Unbelievable stuff so far from Pack. We are now seeing the last round of Brazil, I believe it is. Final chance to make something happen. Player we've seen the least of on this one is Granati after the early mistake. We've not seen him close to the top. Maybe he can make something happen here. The final one. It's still a really commanding pace from Apples up front. Pack able to follow though. Able to match each move. Speed slide down, better for Apples. Closes the gap. Onto the nose slide. This should be way better for Pack. Apples struggling here. Struggling a lot to keep the car on the inside line. Carl Jr. passes as well. Pack now with a 0.2 lead just about. And another 10-pointer possibly up for grabs. He doesn't fail the slalom. That's the worst of it. Now just a simple turn to the finish. And Pack. Unbelievable. 95, 96, 98, and 94. This is like watching a sharpshooter hit bullseye every single round. He's almost halfway in points already. 25 out of Carl Jr. Can he keep it up? We're going on to USA, which I have to say, it's Pack's favorite map. This is the one he likes the most. Now the time to not overthink anything. In the start, don't be too fancy, don't do anything too complex. Just try to drive good lines. We're jumping up onto the quarter pipe. They all make Granati the best though. And we are going to see a very low 24, 23.98 actually, by both Pack and Granati. Down the dirt. And here we see different line choices. You can go inside line with a release like Pack and Carl, or wide like Granati. The inside line plus release is faster, more difficult. Onto the ice dirt flick. Oh god, it's so close. But it is again. The guy who's been leading the match is leading the round. He goes for this very inside drift that is faster. And he's on a monster run, I just gotta say. Pack in first, Carl is there. Chasing him down. Can Pack get another 10-pointer? Last turn he clips. It won't happen. It's Carl this time. And did Pack drop another position? He did. By 100th. From 10 points down to 4 in the last turn. Carl Jr. on 52. That was actually world record pace from Pack. Yes, indeed. Until the last part, his pace was just absurd. But will he let that get to him? It doesn't look like it. Is playing with so much confidence. Again, Granati with a phenomenal start. 23.98 once more. Last time he lost a lot in this segment here. That looks Solid. I gotta say, he had to release, though. But you have to release anyway to prevent the gear from happening. And he finds himself level with Carl before the flick. Good inside approach, but slightly slow onto the platform. Carl Jr. passes. Here comes Pack as well. Epos crashed the flick. Still anyone's round, but Gurnati now has to switch to keyboard from the steering wheel to do this neo slide. And it is a little awkward, but it's still in contention with Pack. Last turn up. Carl Jr. wins another round. Pack in second. Gurnati third. Carl Jr. is making ground. He gained 6 points last round. He gained 4 now. He's closed the gap from 25 down to 15 points. And I have a very happy person smiling towards me behind the camera. Very fun. Got here just in time. So we're now entering the next round. Let's see who gets this one. For Epos and Gurnati, this is starting to be quite drastic. Like, they are almost out of contention soon if they don't step it up. Falling very far down now in points. And we do have finalist mode after reaching 140. One does have to win an extra round afterwards, but 30 points is a lot to catch up to be the first winner of the match. Pack in first. Gurnati falling down a bit on the scoreboard. It's Carl versus Pack. That is the battle here in the ending. The two world champions against one another in this tournament. Last couple of turns. This time it's Carl making a mistake. Gurnati overtakes. Epos has fallen out of view. Pack rather wins the round. 10 more points to him. And he undoes a lot of Carl Jr.'s progress. Gurnati, solid score. He just needs something stronger than this to make up the deficit. Last round of USA here. We said it would be Pack's best. He scored really well here too. The scoring has not stopped. Can he get another 10? That is quite wide. That's quite safe. He's given himself a very difficult task now. The checkpoint, yeah, 24-15. Not ideal at all. And already at this point in the map, you're going to have to start risking. Because there's just not enough places to gain. Goes for an inside drift, sets up early. The flick looks very good from Epos as well, but Gurnati Carl still ahead. Closest round yet though, all 4 players present. Down to the neo slides. Carl Jr. about 500 out of Gurnati. Second one, he failed this time. Well, this one last time. Now he gets it better. Pack catching up a lot. Pack beating Gurnati in this one. Does he beat Carl as well? Not quite close. 300s apart. And the gap will be somewhere around 15 points in favor of Pack as we go to the next map. He has the double the points almost of Gurnati and Epos. And what a story it would be for Pack if he wins this one. After being lower bracket, quite close to being eliminated, this would be a huge win. But there's a very dangerous thing you could do here. Which is to count out Carl Jr. or count out any of the others. We're on China now with the bug slide. And this could shake things up a lot because Pack and Carl are not going for it. And if Gurnati and Epos hit it every round, that could have them climb back in the match. Coincidentally, it is the 2 players that are behind in the match that are doing the bug slide and are really good at it. So this could, level things out quite a lot. Because if they drive clean, it's going to be Carl and Pack fighting for 3 and 4 points. You can see this match picture happen. Gurnati versus Epos in the ending here. About the same speed. I don't know if Epos can catch up to Gurnati. It's closer. He is closer. But it should still be enough for Epos. What? Gurnati? Yeah. It should still be enough for Gurnati, rather. Epos 6,000ths only behind. Lower speed. I was surprised there. Typically, you can consider it done when there's a 10th of a gap. But, whew, okay. Gurnati gets a 10-pointer. Epos with the 6. What about this time around? Gurnati has struggled here in the Neo slide. This time it's fine. What about the jump setup? This time it's fine. And the exit he had to release. and he gets passed by Normal Way. Carl and Pack have gone through, but Epos remains ahead. This round, he needs to capitalize, and he goes a bit wide for the ice slide. It's gonna be a bit awkward to the booster, but it's awkward for everyone, honestly. Nobody got that perfect. And Epos remains ahead, 0.3 now, before the drifting bit. Gotta stay in 4th gear around this bend. Then up the dirt, carry the 4th gear all the way up the hill. Carl Jr. has made a big mistake, he crashed. He will not be fighting for any points. Pack versus Grenadi seems to be the battle. Epos really far ahead. It's a 105.2 pace run from Epos. He controls the icy tires. He gets the entire booster. Epos wins the round with 10 points. Grenadi second and Pack third. And yeah, I mean, this is interesting. Epos and Grenadi, again top 2. Pack and Carl, bottom 2. You're not necessarily seeing it yet, but things are getting closer on the scoreboard as Pack reaches 100. I want to remind you, 140 the point limit. Here we go for the bug slide. No strategy changes from either players. They're going for what they've decided to. Grenadi gets a really good one. Epos a little wobbly, but he controls it. And the gap is 0.1. This is possible for them to catch. Carl Jr. already making up ground towards Epos. And Grenadi's right there. Pack a bit high on the ice slide. Straightens a little late. Still better speed than Epos. But maybe not in contention for the round win. Carl Jr. though, pushing for it. Grenadi on the inside. He overtakes. They're flipping back and forth every checkpoint here, the players, but out of the dirt and towards the finish straight, it's Carl Jr. that emerges ahead. The others have good speed, but perhaps not enough. Grenadi, great speed to overtake Pack onto the first booster. This one, Pack got a lot better. Grenadi lost some time there. It's Pack ahead. Carl with an important 10-pointer for himself to not let Pack run away with it. The gap goes down to 13 points between the two, and Epos and Grenadi's effort has not gotten them a lot closer. They had to get this all 4 rounds to catch up. One more time on the bug slide. Will it go their way? Oh, so close to the wall from Epos, but yes, I think that is good enough. Little bumpy. Carl's passed, and Pack are passed. So out of the 4 rounds, 2 went well, and 2 went poorly, where it didn't gain that much. And this one, it actually cost them time. Now they're in a very difficult situation. Pack and Carl are battling for the 10-pointer. Let's jump on board with Carl. An opportunity to gain 4 points towards Pack. Up the dirt. Pack more inside, but Carl's going to straighten out sooner. More speed for Carl Jr. on the drop down. A little bit more sideways for Carl Jr. Pack more speed. It comes down to who turns around the car instantly on the ice. Carl has less speed, but it's about when the booster grips. It's complicated. Last one, though. Will it be Carl or Pack? This one will go to Pack. Carl Jr. messed up the inputs. And with a personal best in the tournament. Important round for Pack to do this in. 116 now. We're back to France. We have 4 rounds to play here. The rounds are going to be quicker than ever, most likely. This map starts out very gently. The first 10 seconds. Not a lot of room to make any errors. But then, with the dirt no slide, with the dirt outside lines that are on this map, the players will be put to a big test here. And the quarter pipes in the end. This is considered the hardest map of the map pack by most players. And the hard parts begin here. First of all, steering sharply into a no slide out of the dirt. Looks like none of them really were going for it, opting for consistency. Then up into the second dirt part and heater. Outside line, the entire white line down the hill is important. Look at Epos pulling ahead now as he got that perfectly. The left-right jump gains a couple of hundreds. Epos again with a good one. Slightly too wide. Carl Jr. is going to get closer. The splits are fast. We're on for a 107 low round, but the quarter pipes remain. Got to get farther to the right side to get tarmac early. Carl Jr. has it. More speed than Epos. Jumping past. Epos clips. Carl Jr. in sole first right now. Grenadi is the one chasing him, and Pack right next to him as well. Carl jumps high enough on the last. Pack clipped. Carl wins the round. Granati second, Pack third, Apples fourth. And this is a big game for Carl Jr. 6 more points there, gained towards him. 120 for Pack, 109 for Carl. And then it's 84 and 78. Huge gaps down to Granati and Apples. And Carl Jr. with an uncharacteristic mistake. Uh-oh. He lands on the road border, and that gives him a slowdown. This can happen. They all know it. Jump too far to the left. Massive opportunity for Pack now, as Granati fails too. So 1 versus 1. If he gets this 10-pointer, it is looking very good for Pack. And yeah, Carl Jr. is in a race against the time limit. 10-second finish timeout as well, so if you're seeing him more than 10 seconds behind, it's likely he cannot get points at all this round. Apples again a bit wide on the landing, but that... Oh, did he? Oh, it looked like he almost touched. He had to. Panic adjust, Pack catching up. The quarter pipes remain. Onto the tarmac, Pack more speed. Good landing. Better than Apples. Passing him, but clipping. Does he make the next jump? Has to pull all the brakes now. The emergency stops to make it. Apples wins the round. Pack second. Granati third. And does Carl make it? 3, 2, 1. Oh, he didn't get there. 0 points that round for Carl. Did not get to the finish. 10-second finish timeout. That mistake is brutal. If you look at this landing now, he landed on the road. On the road border. And he lost a lot of time. Things are falling apart. This time he was able to save it. Pack now. Huge opportunity. You can't ask for any better start to the round. I don't know if he's going to notice, but this time he still has to fend off Granati and Apples. And Granati's driving fast. Granati also typically quite good in the dirt here in the middle. That's where we've seen him shine on the map. Up on the outside, he carries that better than Pack. More speed down. Also does this left-right. Looks good for Granati. Pack's going to lose a whole lot of time because he lost the gear. And as it seems, Apples has made a mistake. Carl might not get too punished here. I don't expect we'll see any changes of the positions. Granati knows this is a big gap. Still going very low. Unreasonably low, actually. Pack going high. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Carl Jr. snipes, but maybe Pack doesn't mind too much. That was a little too safe, though. And Carl gets 2 points closer. Last round now of France. 130 for Pack. A first place gets him finalist. Carl Jr. on 115. Still needs, in the best case, 3 rounds to get there. Granati and Apples even further away, so things are heating up here. It is that early advantage Pack got. He never let it slip. And now when he's so close to winning the tournament, can't chill for a moment. You can see it here. The others are still driving fast every single round. What is he going to do to get back here? Is he going to risk for the 10? It's only 0.2. Is he going to chill and try to survive? He crashed the turn. Now he gets no say in the round whatsoever. It's a battle between the other 3. Both Apples and Granati need this 10. Carl Jr. perhaps needs it more to catch up towards Pack. Anyone's game at the moment. Carl, lots of speed there. You can see him on the right side. Granati jumping a bit too high. Same for Carl. Apples holds on to first for now. Granati coming back. Smoothly landing each jump. Maybe a bit too low. No, it's perfect for the last one. And he snipes both players ahead of him on that identity. Fantastic jumps. Up to 108. And Carl is so unfortunate here that he gets third because... yeah, he only gained 1 point towards Pack there. 133, 119, 108, and 97 are the scores. 7 points away for Pack, and we're going to Greece. It has been a good map for Pack throughout the tournament. He has won a lot of rounds here. Granati's identity is great. Apples' start is really good. Carl Jr. never crashes. If you beat this field, you deserve the trophy. Because this is one of the hardest fields to win a round in as finalists I've ever seen. Warm-up done. But a little shaky from Carl there, crashing first corner. Now, we won't see many big differences yet. The ice slide is the first crux of the map. How good is your exit? How much speed do you carry onto the platform drop-downs? It's about straightening out exactly as the platform changes. And looks like Carl got it the best. Grenadi's still in first. Pack trailing by 0.1, but might gain here with the inside approach. Carl Jr. though, 73 attack point. Really quick time there in this round. Grenadi 0.1 or so behind Carl, but don't count him out. He's very good at the drop downs at the end, and things might still happen in the dirt. Up on the outside. Steering wheel advantage, trying to stay on the outside for as long as possible. You can see that gain in a few hundreds towards Carl. Wobble landing, better for Grenadi. Now he's overtaken, and he's the better player on these drop downs. Always gains a little bit, and he remains ahead. Carl in second, but a great time from Grenadi. That is personal best and almost tournament record. 1:13.22. Despite being a 10th behind Carl going into the ending. Got it basically perfect, and he's not even that far away. Pack is 3 points away from finalists. Carl needs 15. Grenadi only needs 22. This is shaping up. It's only really Epos that looks out of it at the moment. Any of the other three, I think, could still win. And maybe Epos if luck is on his side. Into the ice slide now. So important, this exit. Looks good for Grenadi. Carl had it terribly. Look at the speed difference. The other players are just zooming away. And the gap will be about 0.2 before it can settle on this turnaround. It's 0.3 even. Carl is out of this round. Pack will reach finalists regardless if he just finishes through. And a big opportunity now for Grenadi to get up to 128. He would actually be tied with Carl Jr. in points. Something we didn't expect when the gap was 25 points. Can he make that happen? Epos is also sensing an opportunity now to get good points, but Pack still also lying in wait. I don't know who is going to take it. Jumps, start. Grenadi, typically very good here. Always so sharp on the drop down. Steering wheel precision. You can see it again. Look at that identity. This map goes on for many more rounds. It's another 0.22. Personal best by the thousands. He could make the entire comeback happen here. Pack gets to finalist. Grenadi matches Carl now in points. And we still have 2 more rounds to play on Greece. Grenadi has to be feeling the confidence, the momentum. He is now tied for second in the match. And I should say, if you are not familiar with Trackmania finals, in finalist mode, after reaching the point limit of 140, if you win one round, you win the tournament. Pack could close it out right now. His first solo tournament win in quite a while, this would be. But it is also a lot of pressure to be the first finalist. Something he's used to, but also you can tell they're trying to risk, and the checkpoints up front are unbelievable. Carl Jr. is on world record pace. I just want to call that out. Grenadi in second is also on world record pace, and he's a 10th behind. Carl Jr. will not let the crown slip that easy. He will not have his previous teammate in Solary beat him that easy, and they're both right now pushing the map to its absolute limit. Carl does not get the wobble that well, does get caught up to. The others could snipe him. The pace has been phenomenal. Who's going to get it? Epos wobbling a little bit. Grenadi's identity is again pristine, and that is a 1:13.26 to win this round also. Grenadi now 2 points away from finalists. What is happening? And let me tell you, we could have a triple finalist. Based on the pace being driven right now, Grenadi seems the likely favorite to win the round. If Carl gets second, we have triple finalist. If Carl wins the round, we have triple finalist. Also, it could be if Epos wins the round. It's really like, Pack, this is your last chance as lone finalist to close it out. And he is last into the ice. And the angle looks awkward. I don't think it's going to happen. Pack's going to lose a lot of speed over the straight. The other three are pulling away now. And Pack's going to have to take extreme risk to try to win this one. So it's coming down to variance. It's coming down to positions. Carl only needs a second place, but you cannot tell these three apart right now.
Every car is within the other one as we go up towards the ending. Will it be Epos trying to deny the others here? Epos could also, as he's on a flat number, win several in a row. Granati just needs to finish, but looking to deny Carl if he can. Carl hits the pillar. Disaster for Carl, actually. He really would want to get the finalist label now. Can Granati get another one in a row? Epos is slipping off. Pack is there. If Granati fails, Pack would win. But Granati holds the fort and wins a 4th round in a row on Greece. He drove a 22, a 22, a 26, and a 33. Insane stuff. 40 out of 40 possible points to match Pack on finalist. And we go to Brazil, I believe, as the next map. Carl is on 138. He could also do it, but we get these 10 valuable seconds to breathe, guys. And we should all take a breath right now before this gets settled. Who wins the Dreamhack Birmingham tournament? It's been incredible to be here to watch all the action over the weekend. It's been the most stacked tournament in Trackmania history with so high-level matches. Already from the round of 16, it was basically what you could call grand finals over and over. And to see the grand final itself delivered to this level is just a joy to watch. The finish line is 1 minute of driving away. We have 2 finalists. If either Granati or Pack win this round, they win the tournament. Fingers crossed for them. Carl Jr. has to try to deny here to win the tournament himself. And he gets a pretty good water bounce. Granati's one was slow. This is already starting to look dire for Granati. And if we remember the first time around, it's in these middle drifts that Pack was gaining a lot of time. This is where he had his best moments, but he is wide. The 2 finalists, under the pressure, are struggling. And Carl Jr. is looking very likely to win this round. If he doesn't, that's okay too. He just needs to make sure it's not a finalist and he gets himself a chance. And when Carl Jr. gets a chance, he often seizes the opportunity. Into the last turns now with Epos. They're both side by side. The finalists are 0.2 behind. Carl Jr. going through the slalom. Epos ahead of him. Still doesn't really matter. Carl Jr. second in that round. Epos wins it. We have a triple finalist grand final. Triple finalist round coming up. Epos can still deny. If Epos wins 3 in a row, he's the champion. Anyone else, they are the champion. Here we go. Every tiny detail matters. The bug slide here, you don't want to clip. Someone fell a bit behind. That was Granati. Maybe those 10 hundredths are decisive in the bigger picture. Maybe the speed you keep here is decisive. Everything. Just have to try to drive your best round and hope it's enough. No leads anymore. Everyone's on the same score line. And Carl is wide. Carl is wide. Granati's wide too. It's a British battle. The home favorites from the Great Britain. Epos versus Pack. Is Epos going to deny him? Is Pack going to pull through? Up the drifts onto the surf right now. Epos a little wider. This looks good for Pack, but Epos will have speed onto the dirt. That sends him wide in this corner. Pack may be coming back with an inside nose slide. Looks good onto the sand. Epos still a car length ahead. Into the last part, the last slalom. Pack has been strong here. Little wide. Epos looking like he's gaining, but here comes Pack. He could still snipe it away. He's in the lead, last checkpoint. Pack, he gets there. Pack wins the Dreamhack Birmingham tournament by 8 thousandths of a second. Pack gets there. What a tournament, guys. This has been your champion is Pack. Runner-up, Carl Jr. You don't want to bet against him because he loses so rarely, but this is one of the times he was truly outpaced and beaten by Pack. Incredible performance. The 3rd place from Granati could have also been a 1st. And Epos never really got it to work in the final, but he did fight valiantly. Dearest members of this live stream, please welcome the champion of the tournament, Pack, to the stream.
Oh my word.
We've had a lot of interviews throughout today and yesterday.
We have.
And they were in the lower bracket, and they were about tech problems, and they were about, man, I don't know if I'm going to make, EWC qualifier. And now you won the tournament. How does it feel?
Oh man, I just don't know. I think that final round really kind of like summed up all the emotions in that final bit. I just completely it's exhausting, the lower bracket. Like, it's so many matches. At least, I think one thing I quite like about it, I've got experience now. I've got a lot of match experience, so I can take that into future ones.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing's got in there's no trophy.
Yeah, I heard.
I might do something for myself just because I like to remember the wins because you don't get many, and I feel like it'd be nice to have something small to just say, Dreamhack Birmingham.
This is
You
like
did that.
a physical thing that I have from that. Yeah.
Yeah, 2026. You won something that year. Go you.
Yeah, absolutely.